Hey, it's your girl Nay. If you are new here, welcome. If you are true here, welcome back. Grab a snack, have a seat. We got some things to talk about. Sometimes I wonder what I did to deserve you. Girl, I just wanna love you. So today's video comes as a result of me scrolling on social media and seeing that it is trendy to give dating advice. Some things I'm realizing is that a lot of the dating advice is overused terminology such as narcissist or narcissism and overgeneralized sayings that does not always apply to everything and everyone. A lot of the people who are giving these different advices are failing to acknowledge that there is nuance in every single one of them. And a lot of people are regurgitating these commentaries or these overgeneralized sayings such as if he wanted to he would, not considering that there is nuance, because then girls who don't like girls, and there's a lot of you who are not girls, then use it against each other and say, well, he didn't do that for you because he didn't like you enough. And that's not always true. I want to start this video by saying nothing that I am saying to you is suggesting that you settle for less or you use any nuance as an excuse to overlook anything that is a red flag or is misaligned for you as a person. That is not what I'm saying to any context. So let's get into it. You've already heard me say it, but here's the first one. If he wanted to, he would. There is such thing as having desire and incapable of meeting you where you need to be. And people like to use these sayings, yes, to empower you and to suggest that you don't waste your time, but also people use it against you, such as the if he wanted to, he would, aka he just didn't like you that much. Desire does not equal capacity. Just because someone wants you does not mean they have the capacity to hold you the way you need to be held. And just because they don't know how to handle you, but likes you, that does not mean that you are responsible for holding their hand and teaching them how to do it. You can leave them alone. In that time of losing access to you, and I suggest complete access to you, no phone calls, no texting, no talking. Honestly, I'm a big fan of block, but unfriending. Lose complete access to you so they see what it's like to be on the other side, the outside of your life looking in. And if that doesn't bother them, leave them alone. We're not even going to talk about, oh, they just didn't like you enough, you just wasn't the one, because then that kind of makes you circle back and think that it's something wrong with you. Well, why didn't he like me enough? Why I did all these things and they were not ready for you. Period, point blank. It's not about you, it's about them and where they're ready to be. We cannot continue to tell people, oh, don't let someone not valuing you determine your worth, but also since he didn't change for you or since they didn't change for you, that means you just wasn't the one and they didn't like you enough. Those they conflict each other, and it's not about coddling either. We're not pacifying, but nuance does exist. They're a narcissist. Everybody's a narcissist in this world for y'all. Everybody's not a narcissist. Actually, to be a narcissist, you have to be clinically diagnosed as a narcissist. However, therapists have said everybody has a level of narcissistic traits or habits because we all have egos. That does not make us clinical narcissists. So when y'all sit there and say, yeah, no, they're just selfish. No, they're just emotionally immature. No, they are just not mentally capable of grasping the things that we see as simple things to do in relationships. They are inconsiderate. Women are not gonna like me for this one, but it's okay. I love you anyways, baby. A man is not innately sassy for having boundaries. I can't see how you would want a man who does not have boundaries, and how that could even be masculine. How can that be even sexy? Like, it's one thing to have a man who want to give you the world. The world is yours, baby. What do you want? Yeah, we love that over here. A man who's like, you're not going to talk to me in a disrespectful tone. You're going to sit down and you're going to talk to me. That shit is sexy as hell. That's boundaries. I've seen online where a man had like a woman, I'm guessing, screenshot a man telling her that like basically her behavior of detachment and like overly detached in the sense of like it's days and you ain't respond to me. The matriarch in me says, men do it. Hey, whatever. But if he says that he not with that because he's being intentional, he's looking for his partner, and he communicates that in a way that is not rooted or anchored in like an emotional outburst, the emotional outburst is the part that makes it sassy. But if that is not present and he can clearly communicate boundaries. How is that sassy? I don't get, that part I don't get. Now, before men rally and say, yeah, 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 ask yourself if you are the man who is emotionally grounded and communicating, or are you the I'm in my soft era man? Figure it out. Yeah, but I personally, I don't subscribe to the sassy thing just because it's just not, I don't know, I'm just not that trendy, honestly. And it's just like, if a person's having a sassy moment, it takes, and I call it sassy, yeah. And that doesn't mean that it's true automatically, but it's true for me in that sense, you know? It's okay, we're gonna move on. Now, men, you're not gonna like me for this. Please stop telling women to pick better, and you are not of the tree of better. You are not a fruit on the tree of better. And here's something that I want to point out to the ladies, i.e. Derek Jackson. I would love to know how Derek Jackson still has a platform. He is literally an example of the not better fruit on the tree of better. He's not even adjacent. He's not even across the street from the fruit of better. He's literally one of the top dundadas on the no better. And he still has the platform. Y'all still listening and sharing and liking and wait and just. But let's revert it back to the men. Yeah, y'all can't keep saying stuff that you don't plan to be. You don't plan to be any better. But yet you keep on overly saying it, and then you threaten women with loneliness when women decide to be celibate or just aren't interested in men at all. Right? And they're just like, you know what? I'm just going to be by myself for a bit. Then you say women have too high of a standard. Which way? You choose a battle. We've entered an era where we villainize each other instead of self-reflecting. And that is half of the reason why we don't have the relationships we really want. There is balance. Nothing more, nothing less.